All right, welcome back, y'all. It's your boy T-Boy coming at y'all with another deck profile. I did promise y'all that I would be bringing y'all this one. Sorry it took me so long to actually finally get it up. Was doing some more play testing after the cup challenge that I did, and first of all, let's talk about the cup challenge real quick. Cup challenge was pretty interesting. Didn't do so hot, but for my first cup challenge, it was still pretty interesting. The rounds were, because it was 4 rounds in the Cup Challenge. I'm pretty sure if y'all know how the Cup Challenge or the Cup League works, you already know. But it's 4 rounds. You play, and then you get championship points, so you can enter into the championship, like the World Championship later on in the year. But with that iterated, using these Cup Challenges to get challenge points for the challenge at the end of the year. I don't know exactly how many points I got off of this challenge. I'm gonna have to look at that later, but I know I did not top in a challenge, so don't look at this video as like, oh, he's out here topping. No, I didn't top the challenge. I actually just went for experience. But the matches or the rounds it was 4 rounds. First round was what was it? It was oh yeah, Meal VMAX. The Meal VMAX lineup or match. You have a pretty good, solid matchup with this deck. It all depends on, like, sometimes you have to go into prize racing with the deck, but it all depends on what you draw and how your RNG is treating you that day and how you're playing that day. Because Meal VMAX, I lost to, he was just able to overflood my Giratina, so I was like, okay, I wasn't really able to do anything there. It was Meal VMAX first round. Second round was, and I might actually put this together because it was kind of fun. A shout out to the guy that played this deck against me. It was Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX, combined with 2 other psychic monsters. I think it was like Zatu and Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. Zatu. Oh, yeah. And he was using Eternatus VMAX, the Radiant Eternatus, not VMAX, but Radiant Eternatus, which has the ability, once it hits the field, you could spit out 2 VMAXs from your deck for free without even evolving them. So, in my opinion, that's quite ridiculous. It was a upscale battle. He wasn't drawn really good, but he eventually drew into all his combo pieces because he got all of his board laid out and piled up, and then he started. I don't know if y'all know Calyrex VMAX's ability, Underworld, whatever it's called, Gate or whatever. But it basically essentially allows you to draw, and then you draw into all your combo pieces, slap all the psychic energy down, and then you start swinging. So that's basically how he beat me. Game 2. Game 3 was oh yes, it was the mirror match. But the person I was playing, he's playing this deck differently than me. I don't understand why essentially he's playing this deck word to word. What I'm not gonna say word to word copy of my deck, but because y'all gonna see why in a second. He was playing almost word to word copy of my deck, but he had like 3 or 4, 5. I think it was 5 or 6 cards that were different. He was using this thing called Noivern, and I don't really, okay, I understand the concept because Noivern has really annoying attacks. If y'all ever face that thing, y'all know what it does. It has Convert Flight where it spits 70, and then it says that it cannot be touched by basic mons. So if you have any basic mons and your whole deck is running off of basics, yeah, you can't touch them. And then he has this second attack, something Echo or Screaming Shot or whatever the flip that attack is called, where it does some X amount of damage, and then I forgot the ability on the card. I could be looking it up. Nah, whatever. I forgot what the second attack does, but it's something ridiculous. But he didn't win that. Neither did I. We actually drew on that. funny thing is, we were racing for prize cards, and it came down. Me and him, had one prize card left, and time was already called. We were in like I think the last. I was in turn two, and we still had one prize cards left. Me and him, and then he went into turn three trying to knock out my Giratina, but he couldn't put up enough energy. Or no, it wasn't the fact that he couldn't put up enough energy. None of his attacks were strong enough to one-shot the Giratina Vstar. Vstar? VMAX. It's the Vstar, right? Yeah, Vstar. Because, Giratina has 280 health. So that was that matchup. Drew against it. The fourth matchup was against Palkia 10 Pow, which, Lord have, no, it wasn't. It was another, it was another Mew VMAX deck. But, not gonna lie, got really lucky in that matchup because I was a little kid that was playing the deck, so I don't think he was really keeping track of what he was doing because I was watching him as he was playing through some of his hands, and he was not gonna bash him, but he was messing up pretty horrendously, and I was just like there was one play in the game where he had Mew sitting up here, Genesect in the bench, and then another Mew in the Iskill, the Diffusion Strike one. And he had like 4 mons, and I don't know if y'all know what Genesect says, Fusion Strike system. He draws one for each mon that says Fusion Strike. So for example, if there's 4 on the field and you have 4 in hand, you can't draw no more. But if you have less than 4, you could just match the size of your hand equal to the amount of Fusion Strike mons that are on the field. So the play was he had all 4 of those, and he had 1 card in hand. And I don't know if he just completely blanked or forgot, but he just passed turn. And I was just like, okay, you didn't Fusion Strike system. All right. Anyways, so I just proceeded to set up my entire board and sweep. Pretty interesting event. Like I said, lost the first 2. Second was a draw. Third was a draw, and then last one was a win by. I would say that would be technical difficulty because he literally blanked. But with all of that said, I'm gonna show you all the deck list. Now it has been tweaked once after the tournament because I wanted to go back to something else, a different variant. Well, not a different variant, but I was testing something else I guess you could say I was testing something out during the tournament, but I wasn't really testing something out during the tournament. Like, I knew it worked, but I just had to figure out, like, if it worked, if y'all get what I'm saying. But after the tournament, I went and switched back to my older list, and this is going to be the list, so check it out, and I hope y'all like this video. Drop a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe, and let's get straight into it. All right. So for the first card, draw power, one of your draw powers, Radiant Greninja. Do I play the water energy for this? Because a lot of people ask me that question. I do not play the water energy for this. I only use this with the seal cards to spit and draw. He's actually pretty good. Spitting energy to the graveyard because you could just literally go super wide and grab everything back, and then from there continue on to your plays. So Radiant Greninja. Here's one of my techie sauce in this deck. A lot of people would say it's not agreeing with this right now, but I can make it work because this thing is just strong, and it deserves all the respect that it gets. Iron Hands EX with the bing bing arm press and bing bing, and thank you very much. I do not have to explain what this thing does. Y'all already know what this thing does. This is the bane of existence of this format. With that said, getting into the next card. Double Cramorant. This bird is stupid. Let me just say, I love going for and free attacking with this thing. This thing is just ridiculous. Like, and then there is also the fact that, I don't know, every time I get knocked out or I get hit by one of this bird, because like I said, I first a Lost Sparks variant, like get knocked out by one of the bird, it just goes to rub it in your face just a little bit more because he has that little eye right there to staring at you, be like, got you, boy. Or got you, boy, girl. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this thing is really good. Banish for he attacks freely. But do remember he cannot hit for weakness because it says this attack damage isn't affected by weakness. Good God that they put that on here, because if he could hit for weakness, oh my God, this bird would be more insane. And yes, you already know, gotta get them stamped. All my cards are not stamped, but I'm working on it. All right, so leave me alone about that. Next card, Save Lie. Not gonna lie, entire tournament played this once and gamed once with this. Literally, I don't go into that as much often. Like, I only go into that if I have to hit odd numbers and have to drop like spread damage around on the bench. And plus, to get this thing up and running, you have to have 10 in the banish on. So that's another thing you have to keep in mind of. I think I opened this once and it was okay. Like I said, y'all know what this card does. Pretty good. Lost mine. 12 damage counters. Yeah, self-explanatory. Main star of the deck, Giratina V. This boy right here is dumb. This Seeking, not even gonna explain what that does. Well, I'm pretty sure y'all know what this does. He draws 4, banish 2, other 2 come in hand. Phenomenal draw power, especially if you're going second with this card. You could go 4. There was a time where I went 4 Comfrey, Giratina, and Chorus all in one turn. So if you put the odds, the numbers up, Comfrey banishes 1, 4 Comfrey, so that's 4. Chorus is 2, 4, 5, 6, and then this is 7, 8. You can literally hit 8 in one turn if you draw the God hand. And I love drawing the God hand with this because doing 8 in one turn, next turn, you get his, let's get straight into it, the big boy, Giratina Vstar. You get his ultimate, that big, I don't give a flip who you are, I'm still knocking you out, Star Requiem. I love this attack. So many people lose to me when I drop this attack on them. It's just retarded. He doesn't care about your health. I don't care if you have a 350 guy sitting up there. And yes, there is a Pokemon in the game that can get up to 350. Pretty sure that is, what's her name? Waba, Wigglytuff. There we go. She could get up to 350. If y'all know that combo, y'all know the combo. But this literally kills anything. But downside, you gotta keep in mind, he has to have 10 in the banish zone for that attack to go off. Oh, and another thing that a lot of people don't tell you about. He works easily with Path of the Peak, which is another card that's gonna come up later because it's not an ability, it's an attack. You could literally just attack the Vstar Requiem and say, haha, you can't ability, but I could do everything I want.
That is just dumb.
So there's that, and then there's Lost Impact, which, if you ever have to use this deck, let me just tell you this, all right? It's 280, and then sometimes this actually does come up it does come up sometimes. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, my bad. It does come up sometimes because sometimes you're trying to push to get up to 10, or you're trying to build to get up to save life so you can start lost mining, or you could just start using your Star Requiem to turn this on. So, with that said, yep, that's the big boy, the next Vstar. And yes, I'm only playing 2. I had it at one time. I tried 1, I've tried 3, I've tried 4. 2 is just a solid number. If you do any more or less, I feel like you're kind of clogging up the deck, but then again, you can have this deck built plenty of different ways. And then the main star, well, one of the main stars or your main draw power of the deck, if you're not playing this, stop playing. Really? Stop playing the deck. So, Comfrey, yes, the big little reef of joy Everybody loves this card. This is literally the card that draws out the game because if you get 4 of these out, yeah, your opponent's going to be sitting for a while because you got to go flower selecting, flower selecting, flower selecting. Yeah. Y'all know what this thing does. I'm not going to go into what this thing does because I'm pretty sure if y'all seen this online, y'all know what that thing does. So that is all the Pokemon that I've run. It is a line of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Pokemon for the pokes. Now, let's get into our stadiums. Actually, yeah, let's get into our stadiums. Now, because of my choice of switch items in here, I had to put this back up at 1. It's just too free. A lot of the cards in this deck, besides Giratina, Vstar, and what's the other big one? Iron Hands. They have 1 retreat cost, so this comes up in handy sometimes, but sometimes you just need to get the comfort. You just need to get a comfort out, and you don't have the energy to back it out, so you just drop this and then go free retreat. Or say if you have like a Sableye, Cramorant, or anything else that's sitting up in an active spot that you don't want up there anymore, just drop this and go into the other one. So yeah, self-explanatory, free retreat, beach court, and then the main one, Path of the Peak. Now, I know this is getting rotated in April, but Pokemon, if y'all listening, please reprint this card because we need this. I know a lot of y'all hate this card, but I love it. It shuts off all abilities to Pokemon V, Pokemon GX, Pokemon EX, Pokemon V-Star, Pokemon V-Max, and any Pokemon that have a Woo Box. And if y'all don't know what the Woo Box is, I'm pretty sure y'all already do know what the Woo Box is. But the Woo Box is right. The heck? Yeah, right there. That's the Woo Box. Radiant Woo. The Radiants, they have Woo Boxes. EXs, they have Woo Boxes. V-Star, etc., etc. They all have Woo Boxes. So, Path of the Peak shuts them all down. Remember that. A lot of people, when I drop this on them, they either like, man, why do you have to play that card? Or either it's a quick, I drop this on them, pass turn, and they instantly have the out to this thing. So just keep this in mind. Either drop the out, play Lost Vacuum, or you're just going to get passed. So that's all my stadiums. It's 3 stadiums, not that much. I was thinking about 4, but nah, I just kept it that way. Going to get into the big bulk of this deck, the items, because I don't have too many supporters. I don't have too many energies. Yeah, items is a big bulk. So we're going to get straight into it. Choice Belt. Now, you can use Choice Belt, slap it on any Pokemon. It's just for the extra damage of 32 Vs. Sometimes you have to watch what you drop this on because this actually came up once. Guy had a V and I had to push extra damage onto the V because it was a 310 V. No, it was a 310 V max. Yeah, it was a 310 V max. Yeah, V max. And I had the star up, and I was like, Lost Impact only does 280, but with this, puts it up to 310. So I was able to one shot and able to hit that Pokemon for the one shot. So it actually did come up pretty good, pretty good card. Next card here. I'm not gonna go into heavy explanation for here on out because otherwise this video is gonna get too long. So I'm just gonna be flushing through the rest of this. Sorry about that. I'm pretty sure y'all understand. Counter Catcher, self-explanatory. Easy bosses orders. Switch, self-explanatory. Switch your Pokemon out. Lost Vacuum, self-explanatory. Banish one. Banish anything on the field that is either item that's equipped to a Pokemon or a stadium. This actually comes up sometimes because sometimes you're trying to open up that 10 as fast as possible, or sometimes you're trying to open up that 7 as fast as possible so you can Mirage Gate or Lost Mine or Star Wreck. So that comes up in handy sometimes if you're trying to get that last one up. Techno Machine Turbo Energize. This, why do I play this? It actually does come up. Because sometimes Mirage Gate is just sitting there playing the game of, I'm just going to sit here and hide from you. So this will get you to spit out 2 more energy. There was a time that I equipped this to Giratina just to spit out 2 energy, 2 comfrey, and a Sableye so I could get my Sableye up. There's quite a few times I had to play this, and there's also a time where, I don't know, there's just a bunch of things that you can use this card for. Like, there was a time that I went Lost Vacuum, and I didn't want to banish something in my hand. I drew this, and I was like, all right, cool, I can banish this because I don't no longer need this. All my energy was flushed out, so Turbo Energize. Double switch card. One of them is stamped. I know. I understand. I'm getting the other stamped one. Trust me. But self-explanatory. And another thing, a lot of y'all keep forgetting. This can only be used on basic. It cannot be used on anything else. Do not forget that, because I've had plenty of people try to switch card. One of their stage 1s or stage 2s, and I'm just like, you can't. And they're like, why? Re-switch card. It says basic. So, keep that in mind. Super Rod. Phenomenal. Now, if I was able to fit 3 in this deck, I would definitely fit 3, because there's a lot of times where you're spitting a whole bunch of energy just to get your energy to go off, just to draw through your deck and get through your combo pieces. So, Super Rod, pretty good. There's a bunch of times where they kill your comfrey and you need an extra comfrey, you kill yourself, right? Then you need to save line, just Super Rod it back up and then search it back out. That's boss. I'm working on getting the other gold one. Leave me alone. One of them is stamped. Leave me alone. But that's boss. Self-explanatory. Search for basic. Put it on the bench. Double Ultra Ball. Yes. Ready? Self-explanatory. Quad Mirage Gate. Used to play this at 3. I just went back to 4 because there have been times where we don't have no items recycle. So there have been times where I went through all 3 of my Mirage Gates and I was like, damn, there's still a ton of energy that's sitting in the deck and I can't spit them out anymore. So I just put this back up to 4. Mirage Gate, powerful card. Get 7 in the battle zone. Drop 2 energy from your deck. And it has to be 2 basic energy that have to be different types. And he dropped them anywhere on the 4. It's one of the main powerhouses of the deck because it spits all your energy and it gets everything charged up. And there's times where you get up to 10 and you just have all 4 of these sitting in your hand and all your energy is sitting in the deck and you can just go gate, load everything up and just start swinging. Best thing to do because it's not once per turn. And we still got a year for this. So look out. And then the 4 card that everybody hates in this format right now. Now, yes, this thing is getting rotated in April, but we have a card that is coming back. If y'all don't know the card already, Buddy Poffin. I'm going to be using this as soon as this card gets rotated. Because Buddy Poffin hits the comfreys. And really, honestly, all you want to do is search the comfreys. You have other search cards to search the rest of your Pokemon out, so you're not really too worried about. Usually when I'm dropping this card, I am going for my comfreys. If I don't have my comfreys, like say for example they're prized, I'll go for something else. But I'm usually going for my comfreys to get my comfreys out as fast as possible to spit 4 into the loss. So, but Battle VIP Pass. Not just playing this card. Y'all know what it does. Everybody hates it. Let's get straight into the energies. Now, double electric, self-explanatory. Iron Hands needs 2 electric. There's times where Arm Press, I think it's called, comes up and you need to slam them for 160. Oh, there was a time where I needed to press 190 onto a poke and I ran Arm Press. I ran Arm Press 2 energies and a choice belt onto him and it pushed them up to 190, so I was able to drop the knockout, so it's pretty good. Keep that in mind. And Mirage Gate hits these. It hits any energy. So keep that also in mind. And also remember, Mirage Gate hits any Pokemon. So it could also hit your good old boy, Iron Hands. I'm so glad that they didn't make Mirage Gate Lost Box exclusive, and they said any Pokemon. Well, it's kind of Lost Box exclusive because you still need cards that put cards in the banner zone. So yes, it still only fits in the Lost Box engine, but y'all know what I'm saying. Triple Deck Energy, self-explanatory. Something is sitting on the bench. There's quite a few times where I had to get the Iron Hands up in the active spot, and I was just like, all right, I need to drop this. And it brings the Pokemon up to active, so self-explanatory, pretty good. You could also, another thing to do is when you are setting up your Lost Impact attack, try to go after these as much as possible. Try to have these sitting on your Pokemon so you could Lost Impact and just lost these away, because when you start lost zoning your energy, you kind of start have to keep in track and start have to like play really mindful of where everything is at. So that's Jet. Triple Grass. Self-explanatory. Need Grass for Giratina. Because Giratina just had to say, oh, I need 2 energy to use my attacks. That's one sucky part, but it's whatever. Grass energy. Or you can drop it on anything else. Like, there's times where I dropped it on Iron Hands just to power them up. There's times I dropped it on quite a few other Pokemon just to power them up and get them attacking. And then the quad psychic energy. Reason why I play 4 instead of 3 is because there's more Pokemon in here that use psychic energy, and sometimes you just need that extra psychic just to drop it down. Sableye, I've never used the spinning attack from Comfrey, but there's times where you just want to put that extra 20 damage. Like, say if there's a Pokemon now is down to 20 health and you have a Comfrey sitting there, you just need to get that 20 health out. Just drop the psychic energy on Comfrey and just go spinning attack. Don't be afraid, y'all. Comfrey, she's a boss. She's an MVP. But with that said, that is all the energies. And now, supporters, y'all. Professor Star's Scenario. This card is kind of ridiculous. And I'm going to explain to you one of the gameplays of this. Say you can use 4 Comfreys, right? You can drop Scenario, Professor Tauros Scenario, pick up a Comfrey, it resets that Comfrey for the turn. So you put up another Comfrey, that Comfrey becomes resetted. It can be used again, so you can literally go 5 in one turn, 5 Comfreys in one turn if you draw this. Now, yes, does it support lock you for the turn? Yes, but you can get around that, trust me. You want to get as much in the loss zone as possible. And there's also quite a few times where there's been people that haven't been able. Give me a second, I gotta get a drink. There's been quite a few people that could have one-shot the Iron Hands or one-shot the Vstar, or sometimes they can even one-shot the Giratina V and they put so much damage on him and then they just go past, and I'm just like, all right, cool. Research, pick it up, drop the energies. Don't really care about the energies because we're playing super hard, so, and then drop them back down. So, comes in clutch, comes in handy. Love this guy, and gotta support the black community, you know what I'm saying? Worker, self-explanatory. Discard Stadium, draw 3 cards. Boss's Orders, love this card. Pull up the bench. If they ever try to hide something on the bench, just, snipe the thing. Say, come back. Come back, you're not running away. Roxanne, love this girl. She's another a late game powerhouse card, but she could also kill you also. So you got to keep that in mind. Like, there's times I've Roxanne people and they just drew straight back into their hand because they had either a really good draw supporter or, they just had cards to draw straight back into their hand. So keep that in mind. But Roxanne, pretty good. She says, opponent has 3 prize cards. Both your opponent and you shuffle their hands. Opponent draws 2, you draw 6. You can't lose with that. That is pretty pretty broken. I don't think there's any other besides Iono that could kill or like nuke your opponent's hand like that. Iono is one of them. A Judge is one of them, but Judge is for like Iono and Roxanne are the only two cards that can actually put your opponent behind, like way behind, to the point where they can't. They literally relying on the next card they draw to either unbrick their hand or to rebuild their hand. So Roxanne, pretty good ass card. And for the last card of this deck, the MVP supporter, the muster, the 4-up. You must play this card. If you're not playing this card, you're not playing Lost Zone. Coes Experiment. It is a must-have. Coes. He does all your banishing. He does all your drawing. You get 3. You banish 2. It's self-explanatory. I don't have to explain this card. Y'all know what this card does. Keep in mind, Coes is not only ran Lost Box. It could be run in a couple other decks. Because, like I said, he is a very strong draw supporter. And another thing is, if you're running this, to keep in mind, if you're running this in other decks, try to fit one of these in. Because if you could get 2 of these to go off, this just becomes free. And you can sit there and spit. Everybody hates that spit, but it's just a thing. He only needs 4, and he does 4 if he played 2 of them. So just keep that in mind. If you're running Coes in a different deck, you know, your boy's sitting here like, I'm Coes' biggest brother, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, this is the 40 lineup, 60 card deck. Really powerful deck. If I had to change anything, it would be, I would say this. I was playtesting this because this Mr. Bufflon is actually pretty good. A lot of people don't really expect this, and it could come up sometimes because a lot of people rely on their energy cards and they could just flush them back to the deck. So instead of giving them their energy back, just banish it all. Because if they don't have no energy to play with, there's no card in the game right now that brings cards back from the banish zone straight to the deck or straight to the hand. So if you just sit there, lost headbutt, you're not really caring about the damage. Yes, the damage does build up. I mean, you could push for knockouts or this, but the main thing you're caring about is hitting their energy and banishing their energy. Because if they run out of energy, they run out of stuff to power up their mods. Unless you're playing, you know, this stupid bird that says, I can attack for free. If there's 4 and banish them. I'm the freest. Yeah, Cramorant, I swear. Your time is coming one of these days. They're gonna make a card specifically for you just to kill you. Watch. Well, there's a bunch of cards I could kill up. Like if you Iron Hands this thing, yeah, that's the most freest Iron Hands in the world. Go Iron Hands straight into camera. But yeah, Bufflon was a card that I was testing. You know, he banishes the energy, and then the other card that I was testing that can actually work in here because I'm running electric energy in here is either Raikou. Raikou could work in here because Raikou is a fleet-footed, and plus so many times where you have full bench and your opponent has full bench, so it's just an easy 220. So Raikou is pretty good. Plus Raikou has 1 retreat, so he could be backed by Beach Court and he could sit there and attack. There's Raikou, and then the other card I was testing was Rotom V, because he has an attack that okay, so he has an ability that says instant charge that you draw 3 and then end your turn, and then he has an attack that says junk scrap or scrap junk or whatever the attack is named. Sorry, he's not sitting right in front of me right now, but he has an attack where he banishes tools from your graveyard and to boost up his attack. to make it stronger. So yeah, pretty good little degenerate card. But yeah, really hope y'all did like this guaranteed on listing profile. If I make any updates, I'll let y'all know. I am going to another tourney this Sunday, so I'm gonna let you know how I do with this. Hopefully, I finally get to the top of this deck and destroy everybody with this deck, because I love this deck. But yeah, I hope y'all like this video. Remember, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And don't be afraid to drop a like, because the likes do help the algorithm, y'all. I don't really have to go into explanation, but they do help. And if y'all love this video, I will catch y'all on the next one. See y'all, deuces, in the middle ooses. Later.